On the Wire podcast proudly presents tonight's Tattered tale, 4 Levers. Hello, I'm Joe Wakefield, and tonight's Tattered tale is the story of Dawn Moser and her impossible choice. What would you do to choose between sacrificing everything you know and saving the rest of humanity? Which lever would you pull? Enjoy. Our story begins on a night like any other, in the small town of Dearborn, Michigan. We currently find ourselves in the bedroom of Dawn Moser, a pretty young woman in her early 20s. She's kind, smart, and average in all respects. There isn't anything particularly special about her. As Dawn slept in her bed, a strange object floats in the night sky above, slowly moving closer to her open window. Suddenly, an otherworldly blue light appears through her bedroom window. Her eyes shoot open as she wakes, terrified. She tries to move and finds that she can't. Dawn desperately wants to scream, but she can't open her mouth. She's completely frozen. Slowly, her body begins to float upward. That's when the overwhelming fear finally causes her to pass out. Dawn wakes up a few hours later in a strange, unearthly room. Immediately shocked, she finds herself lying on a hard table-like bed similar to a hospital stretcher. Dawn sits up to get a better look around. The room is filled with extraterrestrial technology spread across the whole area. The walls are covered in a spider web of lights, wires, and pipes. The tangled mess consists of 4 colors: blue, yellow, red, and purple. Sticking out of the ground near the far wall, Dawn can see 4 waist-high levers, each identical to the other. Directly behind each lever, there is a large box-like device. Each device has a colored screen, which is 2 feet by 2 feet. The colored web of pipes and wires filling the unearthly room eventually sort themselves out and into their corresponding box devices. After her initial shock, the next thing Dawn notices is that all of the alien technology is aged with rust and patina. A layer of dust lies over all of it. Third is that the entire place is covered with vegetation. Finally, looks down and sees the most terrifying thing yet. A thick mist covers the ground, concealing it from view. Throughout the room, random patches of green moss pop out of the mist. Beyond that, all she can see is the fog.
Hello?
Dawn is about to get off the bed, but hesitates as she looks down at the mist. Eventually, she allows her feet to touch the vapor.
Seems safe.
She finally hops up, finding solid ground only an inch or 2 below the mist.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Hello?
Who said that? Where are you?
I am with you.
Show yourself!
It's probably best I don't. I wouldn't want to scare you. You may call me Omega.
Enough with the cryptic answers! I demand you tell me where I am, and who you are, and what it is that you want with me.
You are on your planet, about 10 feet underground in a hidden location. It's about 57.4596 degrees north, 4.2264 degrees west. You are the one who has been selected to fulfill the purpose of this place, to represent your species, and to choose how we will all proceed.
Okay, weirdo. I'm out of here.
Dawn quickly moves around the room, looking for a door or exit. Soon she realizes there isn't one.
How do I get out of here?
You will be returned to your home once the task is complete, although you may not want to.
What the hell do you want?
You will remain until your task is through.
You're not gonna be able to get a ransom or anything.
You will remain until your task is through.
My family isn't rich. My mom's a housewife and my dad owns a bookstore.
You will remain until your task is through.
Why? This is crazy. I'm no one. Just some stupid waitress. Don't you get it? I'm nobody.
Good, that's the point.
Are you really an alien?
It took some convincing, but eventually Dawn accepted the truth. Dawn slowly walks through the strange space. She runs her hand along the walls, getting a better look at the web of four-colored tech.
If nothing is done, the planet Earth will be uninhabitable by the year 2050. I'm afraid you're beyond the tipping point. Direct intervention is required. We have the power to save your species, your planet, but drastic measures will have to be taken. That's why you're here.
You want me to give you permission?
We can't make this choice for our two species to ever have a relationship. Humans, your people aren't known for their forgiveness. You must choose to save yourselves.
Suddenly, a strange green light illuminates the four levers on the other side of the room. After a moment, Dawn slowly heads over to them. Dawn finds herself standing in front of the four waist-high levers. Each lever has an accompanying tower-style box device with a 2-foot by 2-foot screen on its face.
What do I do?
Simply approach a lever. Put your hand on it. It will tell you its purpose. Choose wisely. Once a lever is pulled, it cannot be undone.
Dawn cautiously approaches the first lever, the one with the blue screen. Dawn puts her hand on the ancient wooden lever. As soon as she does, the blue screen in front of her begins to change. The dust and ancient gunk caked onto the screen begins to crack and fall off. A human face starts to push through. Dawn is so surprised she jumps back, letting go of the lever. As soon as she is no longer touching the device, the blue face recedes back into the flat screen.
What?
She puts her hand on the lever and the face begins to appear again. Soon, a fully formed blue alien head is sticking out.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm sorry. I don't really know how this works exactly.
Do you require further information?
Sure. Let's do that.
At this time, the two most likely things that will end your world is climate change and overpopulation. My solution addresses the latter.
What would you do?
I can unleash a plague the world has never seen. Death will be indiscriminate. Children and adults will all share equal odds of facing oblivion.
How many will die?
91.7% of the population must die in order to avoid catastrophic overpopulation.
Does it really have to be so many?
Given the human race's level of healthcare and technology, it won't take long to repopulate the planet. A larger margin of losses is necessary to compensate.
No. There has to be a better way. I won't just kill everybody. How would I live with myself?
If requested, I can guarantee you would be among those afflicted. You'll never have to see the consequences of your choices. Think of it as a thank you.
Right. I'm okay. Thanks.
Dawn lets go of the lever, and in no time, Blueface turns back into the flat screen. Dawn walks up to the yellow screen. She puts her hand on the lever and a face begins to appear. Another fully formed yellow alien head emerges.
Yellow face?
Dawn.
Wow. You know my name. Don't be stupid, of course it knows your name. Okay, so how would you... what would you do?
If you refuse to deal with your species' growing numbers, then you must control your deteriorating environment.
Okay, great. Stop pollution, right? Just tell us what we need to do and we'll change. People can change.
Your world governments and industry leaders are corrupt. It's gone too far for too long. The problem cannot be fixed from the inside. The entire system must be torn down, then reimagined, before being replaced. The problems will be removed.
What do you mean by removed?
Literally. Every human that holds a government position, every employee of every leading industry will vanish from the face of the planet. They will simply cease to be.
I mean, that's gotta be better than 91% of the population, right?
There will always be consequences. Without leadership, civilization will break down. Almost all of the world's monetary systems disappear overnight. Those who rely on their wealth and comfort will become nothing more than targets to be pillaged by marauders. Anyone with strength and means to do so will seize power. In most circumstances, the world's nations will dissolve into smaller, more chaotic city-states.
Oh, really? Is that all?
No. Major cities will be hit the hardest. Places like New York, Dubai, Tokyo, Moscow, and Buenos Aires will have the lowest likely survival rate during this transitional period. Most normal members of your society in those areas will certainly perish.
My brother lives in New York. He's only 19.
Take solace in the fact that he, and those like him, will be sacrificing themselves to help the population fall to a more manageable number. The interruption in human advancement will give the Earth time to recover. Your brother will have a more noble end than most of your people get.
No.
Dawn lets go of the lever. Yellowface turns back into a flat screen. She moves to the next one. Dawn walks over to the next lever. This time, she finds herself standing in front of the red screen. She puts her hand on the lever and Redface appears from out of the screen.
Too many of you. Every day another baby. Every hour of every day. Every minute of every hour. 251 every minute. Your population leaks in like water and will soon sink your ship.
I already told Blueface over there, I won't have billions of people killed.
Not killed, prevented. 20 years of infertility. That should be long enough for only a small percentage of humanity to be at proper childbearing age once human beings are able to regain the ability to procreate. Life on your planet will fall back into balance.
How do you know? I mean, you can't see the future, right?
The likelihood of our predictions are based on the statistical...
Right. So it's math. So tell me, what are the chances of things playing out just like you predicted? In numbers.
54%.
Those aren't high odds. So, what is the second most likely?
There's a 32% chance humanity falls victim to despair. The perceived lack of a future makes everyday tasks seem pointless. New religious cults form worldwide. Suicide becomes the leading cause of death in Homo sapiens. By the time infertility ends, your people and culture are degraded beyond repair. Your people eventually fade away.
You're wrong.
What?
Your math is wrong. People would fade away 100%. Guaranteed.
How do you know? You...
Whatever you are, you might be smart, but you have no idea what it's like to be a human. Anna, my best friend, she's been trying to have a baby for 2 years now. And I don't know if it's gonna happen. She acts like it's no big deal, but I can see it in her eyes. She's losing hope. I won't live in a world like that. The faces of all those women would haunt me.
No one said you had to live. It might be easier to take your life after making your decision. We can help with that, if you like.
Dawn moves away from the red face. Just like before, when she lets go of the lever, Redface turns back into a flat screen. Dawn, overwhelmed by all of this, falls to her knees.
Oh my god! No! No, 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 no!
Dawn, why have you stopped?
I'm going to die. Aren't I?
That's up to you.
Don't give me that! It doesn't matter what I choose. This is the end. Everything will be gone.
Yes. You still have one choice left.
Slowly, Dawn pulls herself together and heads over to the purple screen. She puts her hand on the lever and Purple Face appears.
You've all gone too far. Lived too greedily. Ignored the effects of your lust while you pillaged your limited supplies. Even when a less destructive option presented itself. Humans always picked what was easy, fast, what served them in the moment.
We can change!
When? Even when the truth is burning all around you. Most won't even admit it's happening until they are the ones feeling the heat.
This is about climate, right? What if we all stop driving tomorrow? I don't know, we could go back to horses or something.
It wouldn't be enough. Your species has managed to find multiple ways to release carbon into Earth's atmosphere. No one person or government can implement true global cooperation.
But you can somehow? That's what happens if I pull this lever?
If you pick my option, I will shut down all advanced technology across the entire planet.
What, like an EMP? How would that help anything? Wouldn't people just rebuild in no time?
Not if they don't know how. The world must forget. Everyone on the planet will wake up as if for the first time. You'll be like children set loose upon an unfamiliar world. The human potential to learn, imagine, invent, and create will not be lost. Merely reset. It'll be up to all of you to forge a new culture based on nothing that exists now.
So your plan is to just knock us back down to cavemen?
Crudely put. Yes.
Dawn lets go of the lever, causing Purple Face to revert back into a flat screen. Dawn wanders into the center of the room and begins yelling in no particular direction.
Hey, Omega! Show yourself! If you expect me to do this, I'm gonna have to see you. The real you!
Very well.
Suddenly, from out of the shadows, a 3.5-foot tall gray alien steps forward.
Is that it? Did you simply need to see me in order to believe?
Tell me the truth. Why did you build this room? This place is ancient. How did you know we would even get to this point? Did your people orchestrate all of this?
Of course. We're just taking responsibility for our actions.
I don't understand.
Millions of years ago, my people came to this planet. We were explorers and scientists. One of our experiments involved genetic manipulation. We took an indigenous primate from this planet and combined bits of our own DNA to create you, modern Homo sapien.
Dawn stares at Omega dumbfounded.
We knew if left unchecked, humanity would likely get to the point you're at now. So when we left Earth, the decision was made to eliminate the species. We facilitated a flood greater than this planet had ever seen previously.
Noah's Ark?
Every culture on your Earth has a flood myth. Pick one.
So what? You couldn't kill all your lab rats? Is that it?
We never wanted this to happen. This place was built after some of your ancestors survived as an act of mercy.
This isn't fair. Why are you making me do this? How am I supposed to choose? I can't let you do this to us.
You did this to yourselves. We're not your conquerors. I'm only offering you a way to save yourselves.
Well, why me? Why not the president or the scientist? What makes me so special?
Nothing! You're just a human. It could have been any one of you. Any age, any gender, any race. You're no better than anyone else, and that's the point.
We can change. Please, don't make me do this.
You can choose to do nothing if you wish. Although doing nothing is how humanity got here.
I won't do it. You can't make me.
If that is what you wish. But like all your choices, there will be consequences. I will leave you here, alone. I will return in a year with someone new, and they will choose a leaver, or their bones will be found lying next to yours by the next human chosen. One way or another, humanity will choose.
Omega disappears into the shadowy foliage, leaving Dawn alone to mourn. She lets her emotions loose. Slowly, Dawn calms down. She takes a moment to silently decide. Once she does, she stands up, heads over to one of the levers, and pulls it. This week's Tattered Tales, 4 Levers, starring Talia Turin, Lauren Barnice, Brendan Bagnall, Annabelle King, Heston Mosier, Jennifer Belchard. This episode was edited by Luke Fisher and written by Joe Wakefield, and recorded by On the Wire Podcast.